Well, hello and welcome to all of our viewers around the world. I'm Fiona Lang-Sharp, IBCLC Director of Communications and MC here at Gold. Welcome to all of you joining us here today. I am so excited. We have Dr. Raylene Phillips here, who is joining us talking about our Gold Neonatal Online Conference. And Raylene, you are opening keynote this year. I'm so excited. We have been building up to this moment. We have been talking about you and promoting your topic, which is going to be titled Building Strong Bonds, the Neurobiology of Parent-Infant Attachment in the NICU. I say it with glee because to me, it speaks to my heart and what, we work so hard for. So thank you for, being here and coming to be part of our conference. But first of all, let's have you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself and where you are in the world.
Thank you, Fiona. It's such an honor to be a part of the Gold Learning Neonatal Conference. I love the work that you're doing. I didn't actually plan to be a neonatologist. I was a stay-at-home mom with my 3 kids, and I've always loved babies, though. And when my babies had the audacity to turn into children, I took in foster babies just to fill my arms with babies. So I had a couple dozen foster babies, most of whom were waiting for adoption.
Yes.
Got them straight from the hospital and just filled my arms and my heart with baby stuff.
Wow.
So that was fun. But as much after my children were grown, actually through one of my foster babies who I learned about a new way of caring for babies in the NICU called family-centered developmental care. It was brand new in the 1980s and 90s. Up until that time, parents were discouraged from being in the NICU. Go home and rest. We'll take care of your baby, and we'll let you know when the baby's ready to go home. Right?
Yes,
that didn't work out. That didn't work out so well. But I was so intrigued because it was so in sync with the way I viewed babies and cared for babies as little human beings, learning to recognize their own methods of communication, behavioral cues, and treating them with respect and dignity. And so I happened to go to one of the early conferences, and all the medical lingo just went straight over my head because I had no medical background. But I said, this is what I want to be. I want to be an infant developmental specialist. Wow. And so I got a master's degree in developmental psychology, and I became NIDCAP certified, and I became an IBCLC, and I planned to be an infant developmental specialist, a preterm infant developmental specialist in the NICU. Did a lot of volunteer hours in my own NICU, developing a volunteer snuggler program. I quickly realized that there was no position readily available for an infant developmental specialist. And even if you did get a position, you had no voice. So that's what prompted me to go to medical school. I thought, if I'm going to make any changes in the way we care for babies in the NICU, I have to become a doctor. So I was fortunate enough to have doors open to me, and I went to medical school at UC Davis.
Yes.
Came back to my hometown of Redlands, but right next to Loma Linda, and attended the pediatric residency program and also the neonatology fellowship program there. And I still work there as an attending, as it says in my bio. But these days, I'm actually also mostly working in a community hospital, not too far away. And so I get to take care of well babies as well, mother baby couplets, families, which I love, as well as premature and sick newborns. So it's kind of the perfect world for me. And somewhere around when I was in my neonatology fellowship, I learned through Dr. Bergman, Nils Bergman, about the neuroscience and neurobiology of skin-to-skin contact and breastfeeding. And I was so intrigued that learning the science of that how we treat babies and talk to them and care for them makes a difference to the baby was so fascinating to me. Having been steeped now in the medical world and the scientific world, I had a new appreciation for it. And these concepts and these principles completely changed the way I cared for babies. And as I will share in my talk, a little bit of my journey and how it's made a difference in how I care for babies. So I think it's really important to understand the science, and then it motivates us to really make a change in how we interact with babies. So this is a topic so near and dear to my heart. I have it's my passion. It's what I was meant to do while I was on this earth. And then the other thing that really enhanced the work that I do is learning about the consciousness of babies. I became aware of the work done by the Association of Prenatal and Perinatal Psychology and Health, or APPA, which is a global nonprofit online organization. It's been around for 40 years. This is the 40th year anniversary. And there I learned that babies do have memories of their births. They may be buried in the subconscious, and we don't understand exactly the mechanism by which these memories are made, or how babies understand what we say to them. Clearly not in the same way an adult does. But they do remember what happened to them, and they do remember how they were treated. And so knowing that took my joy in caring for babies to the next quantum leap. And so now I understood the science and then also the psychology of infant care, and adding that to the medical just made the perfect trifecta.
Amazing. You're speaking to my heart. I want to hear you speak all now. Just keep going. No, I'm kidding. I know you're a very busy woman, and I appreciate you diving just into this topic. It's your heart, it's your work, it's your life. And I love hearing those stories. I know on the day we're going to hear more about it, but we're also going to hear about the science and the evidence. This is what drives people. This is what changes policy and practice. We are still working hard to make sure that these things are in place. You know, it's not just skin to skin. It is doing all sorts of things to the body and the mind, you know, and so we need to be sure that we are doing our best for our families in the NICU for sure. Well, this is fabulous. Let's just tell our folks where they can find us online. So we're going to be at, goldneonatal.com. You can go there right now. Now, I want to tell you, if you weren't excited already, get even more excited, because this presentation, get ready, is going to be free and open access. Can you believe that? This means that all of you will be able to come and listen to Dr. Raylene Phillips. She's going to be here talking twice on May 30th for most of you. So make sure you check your time zone. But how exciting is that, Raylene, that you're going to be able to present all of this information to so many people around the world. And you can register right now for this event. You'll be able to come and listen live and or listen to the recording, which I just think is beautiful, because more people need to hear this message. Thank you so much for joining me here today, Dr. Raylene Phillips. Absolutely fabulous having you here at Gold Neonatal.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited.
And thank you so much to everyone that tuned in today. I hope you are as excited as I am. I will look forward to seeing you at our Gold Neonatal Conference. Not only do we have Raylene Phillips, but we also have an incredible lineup that begins on May 30th. So join us for our opening keynote and all the presentations throughout our sessions. We'll look forward to seeing all of you online. Bye-bye for now, everyone.